This is Love Euphoria podcast.
Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome back to the Club Euphoria, a community celebrating art and individuality through inclusivity and collaborations. So this is our second episode from the collective, and we're back again with my friend Rad. Hi, Rad.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this podcast. So, hi, my name is Rad, and welcome back. Hello, Irvin.
Hello,
Rad. Ano ba? Meron ka na bang booster shot? Or
yes.
Safe ba tayo these days?
Yeah, it's a happy new year for me, and first thing I did this year is like having that booster shot, and grabe talaga the cases went so high because of course people really miss the festivities and getting together. So ayun. How about you?
Yeah, well ako kasi nakiride ako dun sa trend, so nagka-COVID ako, pero I'm now back and okay na ako. I mean thankfully negative yung test ko, yung latest ko na test. So mga mga 2 weeks lang naman ako medyo nagkasakit. Pero I'm back and thank for the vaccines talaga. As in, before I got my first test, which is yung nag-positive, nagpa-booster shot ako. So I'm really thankful for that. So, kaya okay naman ako. So, Irvin? If meron tayong new listeners man lang, if ever, could you define the meaning of this podcast or like the purpose itself?
Okay, so for our existing and new listeners, the Club Euphoria podcast currently consists of 3 categories: Chica, Tech, and the Collective. So what we're doing right now is called the Collective, and the Collective talks about anything and everything about art, and also features artists from anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. So tonight, oh my God, we're going back to the Philippines because our first episode of The Collective, we featured an Indonesian artist called Ichai. You can check her out on Instagram. And she's an amazing guest, actually. I had so much fun. And for tonight, I am very excited kasi nga, we're proud to be and we're honored to be in the presence of, someone from our country. So please welcome Art of Bodybending. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hey guys, good evening. I'm so happy to be here.
Hello. So, AOB for short. Do you prefer we call you AOB or what is your real name pala, if you don't mind us asking?
My real name is Carla, and if you're my friend, you can call me Carla. So that's Carla for you and everyone who's listening. Every artist is a friend and an ally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Pero we could, we could call you AOB throughout the session.
Bahala kayo.
Pero on brand tayo for this evening.
Yes, that's my artist name.
Okay. That's cool. So AOB, could you give us a background? I think a lot of the listeners, kasi I'm sharing then your Instagram profile and some photos on my stories. So I think people want to know. You're welcome. People, I think, will be interested to know. Could you give us a background of what AOB or who AOB is?
All right. Well, I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I use every art form I've ever learned and loved to educate other people and sort of show them something new, to let them think about things that they've never thought before. So it's really my advocacy to shatter norms and shatter taboos and people's very rigid way of thinking so they can be more in tune with themselves, their true desires, and how better to interact with the world. So just some of the things I do: I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm an indie artist, so my songs are on Spotify. I'm also a pole dancer and a theater actor. And these 3 things, singing, dancing, and acting, I've put together in my music videos, which I self-produce. So I'm the director, the producer, the writer, and the marketer of my own music videos. And that's really part of it, because when you do your own art, it just expands and expands, and you find yourself taking on more roles. But of course, as you expand, your community also expands. Hopefully, like the more people are inspired by you doing your thing, they'll do their thing with you, and it just gets better. So feeling ko talaga, having my own music videos with my own concept, my own artistic control, is really the best way to show every side of me as a very multifaceted artist. And it can, really give the message that I want to give about feminism, about equality. So hopefully I get to meet other people para lumaki ng lumaki yan.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is so great. As in, like, I commend people like you who are doing that. As in, like, sobrang hirap maging one-man team. As in, like, imagine
really.
from concept, from even marketing, di ba? As in, like, I applaud you for that. As in, like,
Thank you so
sobra.
much. Thank you.
Since you've mentioned a while ago that you're a singer-songwriter, so I assume that the main thing that you're doing right now is sing, di ba? Tama? And like write and compose music, mostly.
Medyo, pero habang kinakanta ko yung sinulat ko, sumasayaw din ako ng baliktad sa pole.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a pole right here in my house.
So, could you give us a background on who or what inspired you to pursue music and do what you do at the moment?
Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's really the age of MTV kasi very sheltered child ako. So, hindi ako nakapaglaro ng piko, ng patintero. I was just stuck in my room and I was reading lots of books and I was watching a lot of TV and talagang glued ako sa MTV 24/7. And I really love how, Michael Jackson put a story to every single song that he sang. It was very high concept. And apart from Michael Jackson and everyone on MTV, I also love musical theater. I love novels. I love Harry Potter. I love retro culture. So, when you love something so much, lumalabas lang talaga siya sa'yo. So, like, from everything I've ever read and every movie I've ever watched, I put them all together to create original works.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, that is amazing. As in, like, Michael Jackson inspired a lot of artists.
For sure.
Actually, everyone in general talaga looks up to him.
Walang music video kung wala si Michael Jackson. So, it's up to him that I was able to do this.
So, ayan, siguro, I'm excited kasi I've heard you prepared something for us. Not just one, not just one, not just two. Hindi ko na itutuloy kung ilan yon, pero like surprise nila siguro for our listeners and watchers. So, I'm excited to hear your first song or your first performance. So, without further ado, this is Art of Bodybending.
Thank you. So this is my first number for tonight. I will be singing a song that I released just last Christmas Eve with a music video for everyone on the naughty list. And it's called Red Hot Lovin'. And just like that, it's over before we head, and it's time to play. But with your red hot loving, honey, I just can't put away. Hardly get to have a minute, even to myself. These thoughts also wind not slowly, gathering dust upon the shelf. So many hours fantasizing about you and me. We got to release the tension and use each second passionately. Come on, a little faster now before we run out of time now. Faster, yeah, faster. No, wait, not so fast. Wait, I ain't even done yet. And just like that, it's over before we head, and it's time to play. Well, with your red hot loving, honey, I just can't put away. We got deadlines, errands, landlords asking us to pay. But baby, come here for just 1 second. We'll make more hours in a day. Hurry up now, come on, honey. We only got till 3:15 until the big miles I'm out of work and my boss comes over to punish me. Now you know I'm about to go inspect me now, do you? Oh, you could do so much better than that. But don't you try that now? Yeah, you like that? Oh, baby, you like that a little too much. And just like that, it's over before we head and a turn to play. With your red hot loving, honey, I'll just get put away. Got no time to be my man, oh, working night and day. I need to know if it's true love, baby. You got to find 100 ways. Flowers ain't happy when they're dry, baby. You bad boy, you can't be turned a slave. I make you 65 and ask, hey, baby, I'm fine, I'll be great. Now listen, now here's how it's gonna be. Now you're not allowed to come before I do. You understand? You do that one more time, and I'ma choke you and I'ma razz you till you're dead. Does that turn you on? Stop getting turned on by me. And just like that, it's over before we head in a time to play. With your red hot loving, honey, I just can't put away. And just like that, it's over before we head in a time to play. With your red hot loving, honey, I just can't put away. And just like that, it's over before we head and it's time to play. With your red hot loving, honey, I just can't put away. And just like that, it's over. Oh, not again. You're gonna have to do that one more time.
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so nice.
It's getting hot in here. Oh my God. And
True.
just like that, it's over.
True.
That is amazing. Oh my God. Thank you for that performance,
I'm glad
AOB.
you like it.
Such a hot song.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that there are freaks who also like this kind of music.
It's surprising, like very refreshing to hear something like
Thank
that,
you so
diba?
much. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not typically what you hear on the radio these days or on ASAP, but you know, Filipinos can do blues, they can do retro, they can do any kind of genre. And I'm very sure that there are, you know, there are communities that will enjoy grooving to this, diba?
There are so much people who could do more sa usual na naririnig, of course. And of
Yeah.
course, we're glad that genres like that exist. Kasi, as in, like, nagkakaroon ka ng bagong perspective in music. Like, kasi me personally, I don't listen to blues. Pero like, I better start listening to blues. That is
Yes.
amazing.
Stream Art of Bodybending on Spotify.
After hearing this song, I have like a short, like, really tiny question. So, if you can describe the song in 3 words, how would you describe Red Hot Love?
3 words:
Yeah.
adulting and quickies.
Oh.
Let's go, quickie.
I mean, did you notice? Did you notice that 4 quickies just happened in that one song?
Oh yeah, it's very like a
Yeah.
sexy song, and I'm getting like a woman empowerment vibes, but
Yes, it is.
dominance.
Yeah.
Tama.
So in the surface, it might be very sexy, very fun song, but there's an underlying meaning also. And this is me, like, taking a punch at capitalism because really, like, we have these schedules and we have these, very menial tasks that we just do over and over again. And it really numbs the mind. And like, as a person, do you think that you're giving your best potential to the world when you're in that system and you're just doing things that tire you so much that you end up buying all sorts of vices, food and beer and Shopee sale from the capitalists? That's exactly what the capitalists want. So this is just a cheeky way to just make fun of that system and be like, you know what, this exists, but I can sneak off and I can do what I want and it's gonna be fun.
Yes, I could relate to like that cycle. I just wake up in the morning facing my laptop. So I better get my my groove on once in a while.
Yeah, thank
Let's
you.
move on from Red Hot Lovin' to I heard you have an upcoming single and music
Yes.
video.
Yes, I do.
Could you give us a short gist rather before we play the preview? As in like I'm
Okay.
excited.
All
Short
right.
gist now.
The video and the single is called Masasamang Tao and it's my first ever Tagalog song. Yeah!
First
It's
ever Tagalog
timely
song.
because I'm releasing it during the campaign for the elections because I think it's time that people took a change in their lives, whatever that change looks like to them. And to be able to do change for ourselves and the country, we need to look at our past and we need to look at our shadow selves. So, Masasamang Tao is about the shadow self in you. Like, if you have a dark side, quote unquote, that's suppressed. So, for example, you're very passionate, but the world that you live in doesn't allow you to express that passion. It finds its way inward, and that passion turns into passive aggression. So, if part of your personality can't show itself outside, it will have its own entity inside of you, and sometimes it takes control over you, and you don't even notice. Oh my goodness, that's not me. That was my shadow self acting. And this quote unquote dark side of ourselves, it's not necessarily something bad that we should reject or be ashamed of. Because the more that you reject yourself, the more you create that darkness until you get stuck in this very, very deep vortex that's hard for you to get out of. So it's about looking at that part of yourself that you put aside and that you put in chains and asking yourself, what did this side of me want? What is the message that this side of me wants to give the world? And if you do it in the right way without hurting anybody, if you express that side, you'll find that it does a lot of good and light for the world. So I just want everyone to explore that because when you look within, that's where you make the best decisions that will really benefit yourself and the people around you in the long run. So I hope that this video helps everyone to vote wisely.
Yes, go out and
Yes.
vote. And
Pero
of course,
may secret din siya, may mga jabs din siya sa mga sa gobyerno and the things that have happened. But it's very subtle because I like to keep the meaning universal. So even if it's in another country and you hear it maybe a few years from now, it's still relevant.
It's relevant, yeah.
Yeah.
Bakit ang dami ng masasamang tao sa mundong ito? Di na makahinga, di ko na kayang mabuhay dito.
so that was the preview video of Masasamang Tao. As in like, my God, preview pa lang yun. Like, wala pa yung pinaka-full. Pero, I don't know, baka napanood na namin or baka hindi pa. So, well, that was amazing. As in like, it was low-key, actually not low-key, it was like a circus theme. And
Oh, for sure.
sa music din, no, medyo naririnig din yung parang, yung tunog
Yung
ng
quirk.
circus. I don't know kung
Yeah,
anong
very
tawag
quirky.
doon.
Yeah.
Very quirky.
Yeah, it's very theatrical. Like for the song, I mixed elements of rock, ska, and grunge. And it pays a
Ska.
homage to the 60s and the counterculture of the 60s. Kasi 'di ba ng 60s, it was all flower power, mga protesta. So people were really, you know, raising their voice in a very loving and progressive way. So kind of want to bring that back.
After seeing the preview, yeah, you were talking about like the circus carnival vibe. So I'm feeling like it's very intentional. So I think there's a lot of symbolisms going with the
Ang dami.
visuals. So can you give us like a little bit of a hint what's going on with the visuals?
Well, I want this video to be entertaining to everybody. So even though you're looking for something shallow, I think you'll enjoy. But really, the visuals tells the story of how politics has played a role in us acting like people that we're not. And it's just trying to shatter that role. So there were lots of burgers in that role and corn dogs. And it's just symbolic of, because that was sponsored by my friend, and my friend has a burger restaurant that has no extenders, no fake ingredients, no preservatives. So that's why it's called Facts Burger, because what you see is what you get. So you see in the video, when people were already being served the facts, they didn't like it and they couldn't even recognize it as the facts because they've been on a steady diet of processed lies. So it's like the government structures things in a way through the media and through, you know, social networks that make us act in a certain way, keep us anxious, you know, keep us afraid. And if we get too stuck in that loop, we can no longer listen to what we really see internally. And if we just break through that, I think we can live better lives and like help each other see the truth.
So that was great, as in like the symbolism. Pero siguro when our listeners and watchers watch the entire video itself, like we did earlier, or secret, or baka hindi, mas may himay, and hopefully they get the gist and the meaning itself of the music and the video. As in like, sobrang, oh my God.
On point.
Speechless. On
so
point.
Much.
Yeah. So that was the Masasamang Tao Preview. And guys, stay tuned on January 28, 2022. That's the release date of the single and the music video. So that's January 27, 12 midnight, right?
January 28th is when the single comes out at midnight. But after that, you can watch the video at 9 p.m. It's gonna premiere on YouTube, Art of Bodybending.
So that's Art of Bodybending on YouTube, guys. Go and subscribe and check out Art of Bodybending's other stuff. She has a lot of content there, visuals and music videos, and some live performances. I saw some actually. very talented.
I have a performance art there that was a grant by a Canadian Arts Foundation. So I did a performance art, which is, it's sort of a demonstration of a message in a very symbolic way. So it's not, you know, it's not something that's very common yet in the country, but there are actually many performance artists. And it was about the selfishness of people at the start of the pandemic. So in that performance, I was hoarding tissue paper and keeping it close to me. And there was this isopropyl alcohol that I was drinking, but it's very not for the faint of heart. But it's performance art is all about unsettling the viewer to show them something shocking or to really pour into their subconscious. So it's very abstract and everyone has a different interpretation. So that's on my YouTube channel where you'll see the video out on January 28th.
And basically, performance art kasi talaga, parang its main focus and its main goal is to open the eyes talaga of what's really happening. Even though like the performance art itself is very exaggerated, hindi natin alam na nangyayari talaga siya in reality.
For sure.
So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to AOB. AOB is also on all platforms of social media and on Spotify. So, I heard, let's take a break from Masasamang Tao. You also have another performance prepared for us this evening. And we're very excited.
Yes, I do.
Keep feeding us with performance art with music. Like, we're all into that. And
Yeah.
burgers, hopefully. You can go check out Pax Burger. It's in Quezon City pala. I looked it up.
Yes,
And
it is.
my
They
mouth
sponsored
is
the video.
watering right now. So yeah, without further ado, this is Art of Bodybending's second performance only here at Club Euphoria podcast.
Okay. I'm going to play a song that tells us that everything we've ever dreamed of, everything we've ever wanted is just waiting for us to do something about it and get it. It's called Love is Just Waiting.
Love is just waiting for me, holding out till I get free. Love I almost just say, hey, 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 hey. When I stop overthinking, lies and self-sabotaging, you and me will be a thing. I couldn't help it. There's just so much on my mind that just keep hitting rebound to the times I screwed up. You're in heaven. Why do I stay in hell? This keeps bringing up I think I've been here before. But I know for sure it's another more that I get to decide what to do with my life. Love is just waiting for me, holding out till I get free. And I almost try to say, hey, 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 hey. When I stop overthinking, lies and self-sabotaging, you and me will be a thing. Hey, 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 hey. Just think about it. There's just so much we can do. I cannot see me and you, what's holding you back. You gotta know for sure it's another four. Boy, just open your eyes so you can let me inside. That is just waiting for me, holding out till I can pray. And I almost try to say, hey, 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 hey. When I stop overthinking, lies and self-sabotaging, you and me will be a thing. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And that was Love is Just Waiting from my first EP.
Let's go. That's AUB's second performance. Love is just waiting for you. That's so
Yes.
groovy. Actually, I like that one. Really like very easy listening at the same time. So very jive. Really like jive into it.
Mm-hmm. Very short song. And just to let you know, there's gonna be a music video for this also this year.
Okay.
We can't wait for that.
We're gonna wait for that. As in, like, very funky vibe. I love the bass. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So after hearing all of that, I was just wondering how do you like, because some artists they have like their bias genre. So what about you? How do you like label yourself, or what genre do you express?
Well, I'm Art of Bodybending and I am flexible in all ways. So even in genre, I'm super flexible. I love all kinds of music and you're going to hear all kinds of music from me. So the other genres, like I have the songs written already, I have the concept already for the performance, and I'm just waiting for the funds and for the right people to create projects out of them. For now, I'm doing blues and jazz and soul and even swing. But with Masasamang Tao, I've done rock. Like, it's
Yeah,
you can
I
consider
was
it an OPM
shocked.
song, right? And I also have some pop and a little few surprises along the way. You'll see.
So it kind of
Yeah,
reminds
all
me
of
of
my
that.
songs are from different eras. Like, I haven't spoken publicly about this yet, but the reason why I'm doing a series of music videos is dinadaanan ko yung buong 20th century decade by decade. Yeah. Because like I love that century. Like I resonate with it so much more than I do with our current century for some reason. And why not, diba? Why not show people some blast from the past in a reinvented way? So the Red Hot Lovin', that was it was a 70s song, but since the 40s song isn't ready yet, ginawa ko na lang 40s in music video out of that 70s song. And if you've seen it on YouTube, it's about the mafia and how they did organized crime after World War II. So, in that time, they got women from the province and told them, "We'll make you rich, we'll give you an education, get a job with us." And then it turns out that it's a brothel and they've been sold into prostitution. So, in the music video, I'm one of those unfortunate women who said, "I'm not gonna take what you're giving me, I'm gonna sneak out and make fun of the situation." So it really tied in with the concept of capitalism of that song. So every single music video, there's like I have like a 10-page Google Doc where like all of the influences and all of the execution is there, from the costume to the characters, everything. Yeah, and post editing. So, and like I have a shoestring budget, so it's like it's super hard to do something that complex. And I don't really get to do as much as I can with it since I'm just an indie artist. I'm using my salary to fund these music videos. But I really just give it the best I can, and I hope that it entertains people, even at this phase where I'm still funding my own music.
Mm-hmm.
Love the details.
Yes. And also, I've noticed din sa Masasamang Tao, it was like set on a diner. So, is that like a 50s reference, if I'm not mistaken?
Masasamang Tao is 60s.
60s.
So, alam niyo na what decade my next music video will be. So, yeah, I've done the decades from the 20s all the way until the 60s, and you'll see that on my YouTube. And then the other half of the 20th century, you have yet to see.
Oh yes,
Okay.
Queen of Timelines, I guess.
Yes, we'll definitely wait for that. So since I brought up Masasamang Tao pala, it was, although like the music is like very, like maganda yung vibe niya, but the symbolism itself is like very heavy kapag hinimay-himay mo siya.
Yes.
So you incorporate activism then in your performance and your music and your videos. So could you tell us more about can you tell us more on that, like about that?
Well, Masasamang Tao is a really big leap of faith because the entire time I've lived in the Philippines and I've been here all my life, everyone has been telling me to get out of here. They're always like, "Mas, you'll do better abroad because people are more open to these things." But I'm Filipino. I was raised in this culture. So whatever I have, I'm sure it came from this culture as well. And I don't believe that, the Philippines is limited in what it can do in terms of art and in terms of intellect. I really believe in Filipinos. And that's the reason why I continue to do my art here. So I've introduced my performing arts to you. That's one side. But also on the other side, I'm also a performance artist who does nude art, who talks about social issues such as corruption or violence against women or people's narrow-mindedness and how they bully other people because they're afraid of the truth or they're just insecure about their own shortcomings. So I really talk about things and express things in a way that a lot of people would see as taboo. So that's the reason why I don't have a label. That's the reason why I've been shelling out so much money to create all of this art, but I've never really gotten paid anything for what I've done. So at most I've gotten gate share from a gig that I did, but it's not, the people there, some of them get it, but not everyone does. And a lot of them give me very strange looks because why is she half naked or why is she so theatrical with the way that she expresses her song? Or like I don't get this, it's too deep. So there's so much discrimination from the art that I do just because it's not common yet in the Philippines. And there's been a history that it takes a long time for Filipinos to get accustomed to new things. So I'm so glad that you guys actually appreciate it. So glad. So glad I found you. And it really, because I question sometimes, like Madonna does sexy things also, right? Like Lady Gaga also does that. So how come like there are people who give them the opportunities to do that? And like what's the difference between them and with me? And I guess it's really the culture, maybe. One, the culture, and number two, the commercialism. Because like in the US, that will really sell. People are okay with that. And if the US is okay with it, the Philippines is okay with it. So right now, like Filipinos are used to copying almost or getting comfortable with what they see from abroad, whether that be Korea or the States or what the celebrities endure. So this is something that's, not very welcomed by commercialism, which still is family friendly. So it's pang masa. But I made this song for the masa. I know it's really strange and people will probably think I'm absolutely insane, which is true. I am absolutely insane. But I'm just really taking this risk and creating a Tagalog song so I can reach out to as many Filipinos as I can, because I believe that we're all creative and I believe that we all want to express ourselves, but a lot of people are afraid because no one's doing it, or they'll be socially ostracized if they do this. And here's the thing, it's true, you will be socially ostracized. Like even in the music community, they're more focused on technicality. So this theatricality that you don't see in bars, they really look at me different and they wonder why I dress like this. Because banda here is very stripped down, diba? Very casual. So I don't fit in music. And I also don't really fit in dance because I deviate too much from from the choreography, and I really incorporate my own movements. So I'm very expressive and I'm theatrical. So it's too much for most of the settings that we currently have. So I'm searching what are the venues, what are the communities where I can show this and they will be able to listen without prejudice. So we have yet to see, like there's no gigs yet, but hopefully in the future, who knows? Club Euphoria could be an actual club, right? And
Oh
Yes.
yes.
have gig nights where I can do this and everyone can just dress the way that they want to dress. I'm super in love with the LGBT community. As you can see, guys, I'm a rainbow. I'm straight, but and I may never know what it feels like to be ostracized in the way, in the history of the LGBT community. But talagang I just really resonate when I see drag queens, when I see girl on girl. Kasi like, I can also relate now. You have this identity and you can't really show it to other people because people say it's not allowed, or people will treat you differently or will bully you for it. So I really feel that in my heart. I really feel like I'm a gay man in a hetero female body. I really feel that way because I'm such an aggressive person. I really take charge, and I'm very straightforward in the way that I speak, and I don't wait for anyone to do my own thing. I'm so independent. So in many ways I feel very masculine, and I really don't think you need to box somebody in a gender. Now, because you're a girl, this is what you should do. Because you're a guy, this is what you should do. Like I've always felt very gender fluid, and the more flexible you are and the more freedom you give yourself, the more you can share with the world. So let this rainbow flow all over the world.
Yeah.
Let's all be our best selves.
Yeah, I can feel the
Yes.
passion. And lucky for everyone listening right now, kasi most of the people who is in Club Euphoria, the small community that we have, we're all not everyone, but we're like group of artists with different kinds of perspectives, and other are enthusiasts, and other are like it's a whole range of people like LGBTQ, and some straight people are also like looking forward to what Club Before is doing. So I think having this kind of session is very it's like reaching to other people, and it's
Yes,
inspiring us. Yeah. I'm
I want
happy to
to
hear those words from you.
dress the way you want and express
Yes.
yourself in front of as many people as you can, guys.
Tama. So,
Hmm.
Art of Bodybending is a true ally. As in, like, she takes it from the heart.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God, are you okay? Ayun na.
So much passion.
So
Yes.
much passion. Or
Drop
like,
the
yeah, from the
drop the
bottom of
mic.
my
Almost
Drop
heart.
the
drop the
mic.
mic.
Literally.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's so nice to hear. Like I'm getting chills while you're talking. You know. So after you also introduced to us about these things, and one of the things that you said last time is that you are a radical and activist art. It's kind of new to me, the term radical, and also I think the listeners also, some of the listeners is not as familiar with this kind of art. So can you
Yeah.
like tell us a little bit of radical activist art?
Well, ngayon, obvious na hindi tayo mahilig sa math. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because kung mahilig ka sa math, like, you know that parang that little box with it's a
But
sign, it's a radical
check
sign.
mark.
Yeah, it looks like a check mark that becomes a box. That's
Mm-hmm.
a radical. And a radical is an element that can change everything. So yeah, you like throw a radical element in the chemistry of things and biglang sasabog, biglang magcha-change na siya ng anyo. So that's what it is because I've always wanted to do these performing arts, but since I wasn't able to find the opportunities because my parents are super strict, I really ran away from home and I tried to find these places. And I wasn't able to find like the good paying music and dance gigs. Yung nahanap ko is I found the pole dancing community and I found the performance art community. So there's actually quite a few people in the Philippines who do events naked, and their nakedness and their vulnerability show different things. So there are some artists na their nudity shows their vulnerability and being stripped of everything that they own because they're depressed and they're suicidal. And my nudity, I do nude photography, so you'll see that on Instagram, but not just naked. Like I might be naked pero may hawak akong golden scales, meron akong ibon sa ulo ko. So I'm always trying to mimic these times in the past or mysticism. So it's very surreal. You'll not find it, in our daily lives, but you'll find it in your head and in your heart. So I really hope and when people see that, like I'm just trying to share them my message of protest that what's beautiful, like what your strength, your opinions, and your way of expressing yourself, it's very suppressed right now in society. And people have been getting away with that because if you don't treat somebody nicely and you get your friends, to not treat them nicely as well, or you rid them of opportunities. Like example, me, I'm a preschool teacher, but my co-teachers, if they find out that I have tattoos or they find out on my Facebook that I'm a pole dancer, they're really making life difficult for me because I'm unique and I'm special. And I'm not ashamed to say that. No one should be ashamed to say that. It doesn't matter if you don't sing, if you don't dance, if you're just in your room, just on your phone all day, you're special. No one can take that away from you. And it's just so sad that so many people, they can't, whatever's inside of them, they can't put it outside of them because there's all of these people who are living in fear. So they treat people in a hurtful way or a hateful way just because no one let them express themselves before, or they just don't know. They're just very afraid of, opening their mind to different people and different opinions that will shatter their daily perceptions. And these people are on the top, diba? The people who keep criticizing other people and keep telling people this is how you should be, they're in power. So like, below them, everyone's just afraid and doing what they want. So I've had enough of that. Like it's been hard for me to find a job. It's been hard for me to get accepted in these communities, but I'm still gonna be who I am and I'm surviving even though life is so tough for me. So I hope that in this small way that I'm still fighting, I can inspire somebody who's watching this to fight too. The world deserves to see the magic inside of you.
Yes.
Yes.
So since you brought up the topic about like these, if we could call it like the boomer thinking na, alam mo yun, like very
Okay, boomer.
traditional, very, what do you call this? As in like, hindi nila kayang
Conservative.
i-take or i-perceive
Yes.
yung gantong
Yes.
klaseng like performance art. Like, makita
Mm-hmm.
ka lang naka like half naked, like, ano ba yan? Bakit
Yes,
sa
yes.
bastusan, ganyan, ganyan. And there are also people na they take it like as parang ginagawa na ng katatawanan na parang hala,
Yes, yes.
loka-loka, ganyan-ganyan.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
I can relate. I relate so deeply here. Even if I'm fully clothed, like balot na balot ako, I'm usually in very dramatic makeup that I hope RuPaul can be proud of. And when people in music see me, like they really make fun of me. So
mm,
but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go there all the time, dressed just like that. I'm not hurting
yes.
anybody. Yeah.
So, my question for you, like regarding that, how do you think the Filipino community could be better in like how would they perceive it like in that way? Na paano nila tatanggapin, you think? Like in your like own opinion.
Stop listening to your anxiety and start listening to your heart. Yeah, kasi hello, may mga pintados tayo. We have naked people who are painted. Our ancestors were tattooed all over. So if you tell me Filipinos are conservative, no. I don't believe you. So talagang, I think the a big reason kung bakit tayo naghihirap is because our minds are in a cage. So that's what I was, bringing in Masasamang Tao. I put myself in a cage because that's how I see the Filipino is. And there's something within us that's just screaming for our physical selves to get out of this cage. But mahirap ang buhay sa Pilipinas. Like, there's rich people who control everything. And if you don't act in a certain way, and if you don't get accepted in society, you won't have money for your basic needs. But mga Pilipino, may diskarte yan. So even if we've been taught this entire time na kailangan yung course mo engineering lang or medicine, kailangan Catholic ka, kailangan yung skirt mo 3 inches below the knee and all that, all that useless stuff. There's a way around that. And I'm proof that there's a way around that. Kasi, wala nang witch burning. Like, I'm able to live my life and thrive even if I didn't follow any of those rules. And imagine if a lot of people just turn their back on that and help each other, right? Instead of putting each other down. Yeah, let's take the envy aside. Just because someone didn't give you that opportunity, someone treated you badly, doesn't mean you have to pass that to anyone. Let's pass a rainbow. Pantay-pantay tayong lahat. Yeah, and we can celebrate each other. There's enough space for all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Kasalanan talaga to ng colonialism. Kaya yung thinking ng mga Filipinos right now.
Yes. Colonialism works kasi once you convince a person to be ashamed of themselves. So, pumunta dito yung mga Kastila, right? And they said, we're so uncivilized, we're perverts because we're naked, we're stupid because all we do is party and that's unholy and that's bad. So we need to stop doing any of that, stop having fun and just listen. And if you don't listen, you'll be treated badly. So it instills that fear in us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Filipinos, we're very good at breaking rules. I'm sure maraming ganap. So you can use that creativity to do something that you never thought you had the ability to do.
Mm-hmm. So, since we're talking about like the Filipino community itself and how would they perceive it, how do you think our community can support each other so truth can thrive and survive?
Spaces. It's really important to have spaces where everyone's welcome, and the most open, welcoming space I've ever been in my entire life was with LGBTQ people. You're the only ones who na natutuwa sa makeup ko and sa outfits ko, and they're really very helpful. Like the people who have helped me with my shows before, a lot of them are gay and lesbian. So I really identify with this community. And what's difficult with a community is if there's politics, if people start talking behind each other's back. So there's that, and it will hurt other people. So once we try to come from a place of understanding everyone and just listening before judging or treating everyone differently, and once we create more collaboration than competition. Because in the Philippines, the local art scene, it's very, very competitive. It's very much about pride because, if you're an indie musician, you don't get to shine on TV. You don't get the opportunities you get. And there's only very few opportunities for us. So instead of helping each other to the top, a lot of times, a lot of people push that other person so they can get to the top. But if you keep doing that, then there's just going to be one position forever and everyone will have to kill each other to get there forever. So we need to expand the space. We need to say, I won't have it na ako lang, kailangan kasama mo ko. And we're gonna with our power, we can create more space together. So I think the importance of physical space is also really important. Kasi if I'm a performer, and I just do everything in my room, mababalo talaga ako. There needs to be people that I can show this to and people that I can have conversations with about this so I can get more inspired. So it's really important that we stay friends, and whatever limiting beliefs that we have, let's take that out of that community. Like, we can feel that way if we're in a room because we all have negativity within us and that deserves to be felt. But when we're in that rainbow, let's just be open. Walang black sa rainbow, walang darkness sa rainbow. So that's our happy space. Yeah. Let's put up a club, guys.
Club Euphoria.
After the pandemic, let's put up a club.
Okay, so that's some inspiring words from AUB. But we're not done yet. So we're gonna have our surprise segment. Not so surprising, but we've done this before. It's called Raging Talk, but we'll do that after the short break.
Hi, my name is Heaven, and I'm an electro-pop, hyper-pop, and dark pop singer-songwriter, and have a new single called Out of Sight, which is out on all streaming platforms, Spotify, and Apple Music. And it's playing right now.
Ooh, I'm moving towards the light. It's glowing bright like it's out of sight. Ooh, I've been sleeping here all my life, missing every try, no more time to cry. Ooh, all the bricks that you're throwing, no, I'm not hurt. You gotta do better than that. Ooh, I'm moving towards the light. It's glowing bright like it's out of sight.
Hi, this is Siren Vince. You can now listen to Sunkissed Boy in full blast, streaming now on Spotify.
Sunkissed Boy, do you mind if I play a song that would open up your heart's front door? Sunkissed Boy, Sunkissed Boy, I just wanna turn it up and knock them sense out of all this noise. Sunkissed Boy, 'cause I don't wanna dance if I'm not dancing with you. But if I ever wanna dance, I'll dance without.
Do you sometimes feel disconnected from yourself, as if you are a stranger to your own? Also, at times that everything seems so dark and you can't seem to find a light? Remember that you have your own free will, but it could never hurt to ask guidance. I am Edgy Teresa and I am a tarot reader. And if you're interested to book a reading with me, you can send me a message on Instagram or Messenger. My handle is at Edgy Teresa, and just a gentle reminder that no one can be your best teacher but yourself.
And we're back. You're still listening here at the Club Euphoria podcast, the collective with Art of Bodybending. So right now, we're going to move on to our surprise segment that I'm very, very excited. So I'm going to discuss the mechanics of this short game. Basically, Raging Talk. Raging Talk yung tawag sa segment na to. Basically, Raging Talk is a rip-off version of Boy Abunda's Fast Talk. So, yun lang, we're gonna give you two choices and you have to choose one. Pero dapat mabilis, no thinking and no explanation. So, okay.
Are you ready for this?
No. Yes, let's go.
Okay, question number 1. Black or white?
Black.
Manila or province?
Manila.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Pole dancing or body contortion?
Body contortion, signature ko yun.
Stay in or to hang out on a Friday night?
Stay in.
Ang or Cora?
Ang.
Appa or Momo?
Apa. Sorry, Momo.
Love or career?
Career.
Performance art or food?
Performance art.
Jazz or pop?
Jazz.
Barefoot or shoes?
Barefoot.
Acoustic or classical?
Classical.
Saxophone or piano?
Kala ko naman kung ano. Piano.
Okay, this one is my favorite. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Okay, so describe your art in one word.
Crazy.
crazy.
And that's it for the Raging Talk. Yay!
That's it. Okay, that was fun. At least like very ano lang siya, like short, parang background on yourself in this way na you're gonna choose one word na. So that was fun.
Yes.
So that was Raging Talk, and of course, in our future episodes, you better watch out kasi gagawin namin siya. So, right now, hindi pa tapos si Art of Bodybending, and meron pa siyang one last performance for us. Or like, hopefully naman, mag-guest din natin siya like next time. So we could hear like more songs, more vibe and all.
Upcoming music videos coming straight to you.
Yes! So, again, for the final time for this episode, this is Art of Bodybending.
Okay, we're ready.
I'm down to my last song, guys, and I want to sing a song that I wrote when I was 15, and I finally got produced as an indie artist in 2020. It's my first pop single, and it's called Mona Lisa's Letter to Da Vinci. Hope you like it. You have made me feel alive, painting rainbows through my days. But now I'm all alone again, my canvas fading into gray. Paint a smile on your Mona Lisa Da Vinci. Let your abstract love come alive within me. Paint a smile on your Mona Lisa Da Vinci. Let your abstract love come alive within me. We met in Florence on a cloudy day. Didn't know what would appear after the storm the day before. You caught a glimpse of my unfathomable gaze, and your eyes came alive, knowing there was something more. So you led me to a balcony and made an image more beautiful than the view. Your furious lover walked into the scene, and you had to flee, taking my heart with you. You have made me feel alive, painting rainbows through my days. And now I'm all alone again, my canvas fading into gray. Paint a smile on your Mona Lisa Da Vinci. Let your abstract love come alive within me. Paint a smile on your Mona Lisa. Come alive, come alive. Ooh, 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 ooh. How about some finger paint right over here? Took forever to figure that painting was myself. You brought out so much fire in me. I held it while staring at the mirror and started laughing at the irony. It's been some weeks since you woke up my heart, and now I'm drowning my heart's false hopes in wine. But now I know we can make masterpieces together. I can't help thinking you should be mine. You have made me feel alive, painting rainbows through my days. But now I'm all alone again, my canvas fading into gray. Paint a smile on your Mona Lisa Da Vinci. Let your abstract love come alive within me. Paint a smile on your Mona Lisa. Come alive, come alive. Ooh, ooh, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so while the paint's still wet, you gotta dip your fingers in, make your magic, make your masterpiece. You always know exactly what to do. You know how to make me smile. And I've been getting kind of lonely lately, so I'm gonna need you to do it for me over and over again. Yeah, make it so good we want the whole world to see. Take me to Paris. Ooh. Ah. Ahoo! Ahoo! Yeah, no one can do those strokes like you do.
Yes.
That
So
was
that's
Art of Bodybending.
so nice. So that's the last performance for but Art of Bodybending. So I have this one last question. Actually,
Okay.
not a question, but it's like, can you give an advice to aspiring artists out there who want to try and create the things that you do?
Be sure that you know what you're doing and you have all your ammunition with you before you put that out in the world. Because the world is full of people who don't understand. The world is sadly full of people who could hurt you if you're not prepared. So, what you know, you have to be prepared to defend it, and you have to be able to show people a clear picture if something that you want to show to them is very different.
Just be
Yes.
yourself, technically.
Yes.
Just be yourself, do what you love, and be aware of what you're
Be
doing.
yourself, but be aware that not everybody will take care of who you are. A lot of people will be very afraid and, will make fun of who you are. But it doesn't matter once you have it in your heart that this is me and this is what I'm going to put out in the world. I'm going to find the people who resonate with me and they will come to me.
Mhm. Yeah, take note of that to like yung mga listeners natin.
Yes,
So if you
protect yourself, have your boundaries.
So like if you aspire to like be like Art of Bodybending, so that was like nice. Those are nice words, I think. So yeah, so sadly we have reached the end of this episode, but we're glad and we're very thankful for your time, Miss Art of Bodybending or Miss Carla. Like thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Your performances were amazing, and
Thank
also
you
like
so much.
and also like the music video na probably napanood namin or probably hindi. So, do you have anything to promote?
I have a new music video, Masasamang Tao, my first Tagalog song. If you know someone who likes OPM and indie music, I really hope that you'll share it with them.
Yeah, Art of Bodybending on all social media platforms. Also on YouTube, you can check out her music videos as well. You can stream on Spotify.
And also follow us on clubeuphoria.mnl.
Yeah.
Yes, guys.
We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/clubeuphoria.mno. You can also follow us on Instagram at @radesguerra and Irvin.
That's Irvin. That's Irvin Corona for you.
So also check out our previous episodes on Spotify. We have The Chica and of course The Collective with our Indonesian friend Icha. Follow her on Instagram at Ichacho. And yeah, we hope to see you next time. And we hope that you still hear our voices next time. Only here on Club Euphoria Podcast.
This is
This is Club Euphoria Podcast.